Hey everybody, it's me, Alex, over here at Jet Lending. And today, what I'm going to go over is real time math on how hard money works. We get this a lot. I make a lot of videos of it. I haven't made one in a while, but I'm just for everybody that's scrolling through and you're looking for an idea of what hard money is, especially in Texas. Texas is a unique state, it's a loan to value state. Okay, what does that mean? So you may hear radio shows and go to events and things like that about being $0 out of pocket. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to go through the math about how do you become $0 out of pocket at closing? How do people do this? It all resides on one thing: purchase price. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys how the math works in hard money financing. Why is that important? Because if you can understand this, then you can understand how to negotiate your deals. Okay. You can understand how to request some, hey, listen, I'm going to negotiate. I know how much out of pocket I can do, how much money I should be making in X amount of time. That's why you guys are buying these properties. So you need to know how your financing works, whether it's through Jet Lending or whoever, how hard money works, because your finance is going to probably dictate how much you're going to want to pay for the property. Okay. So let's go through some simple math here. So let's say we buy this property and we're going to just make up numbers. I'm going to show you how this works. Okay. You're going to buy this for property for about $225,000. You think the after repaired value is going to be 362. Okay. You think you got to put about $55,000 in this property. Say the yearly taxes, 1% or so, let's say, I'll put this at 362 put times 3 divided by 3.5. Let's say it's about 12.6. Okay. The reason why I did that is because a good lender is going to make sure you not only did the taxes are paid on the closing. Okay. So if you guys bought a property in May, from May to January, the seller is supposed to give you those taxes. But you're going to have to make sure you escrow taxes till December when the bills come out, so you have enough money in escrow to pay the taxes. Some people don't like to escrow their taxes. I think that's a mistake. Everyone's like, well, I'll pay it at the end of the year. I can make money. No, you're not. All right, escrow your taxes so you have it ready in your account to just pay the bill at the end of the year. Okay, if you go that way. Or let's say you sell it in November. Well, you got all the taxes from your seller and you got the taxes you have in escrow to give to your buyer because you're going to need to give it to them. Don't have to start scrounging for money to give your buyer the tax money. Okay, so that 70% loan to value, it's off this after repaired value. Okay, so I lend 70% of that number, the 362. Okay, but what I got to do is take out $55,000 of repairs. Okay, and hold it in escrow. So that means I can lend up to 253.4 on this project. I can fund 198.4 at closing because it's 253.4 minus the repairs. I got to hold those repairs in escrow. If your lender isn't holding repairs in escrow, what's going to happen is one thing that you'll notice is that you're not paying interest on it. You're like, oh, it's on interest on drawn only. There's a certain amount of bank lines that will allow that, but most of them, your lender has to pull that from their bank account and hold it in escrow. Since you're pulling it out of your account and holding it, there's interest accrued on it. That's why Jet Lending, when you have a draw and you ask for your money, it comes so fast because it's waiting for you to be used. Okay, so just be aware of where your draw funds are at when you're choosing a lender. Okay, so I'm lending 198.4 at closing, but you bought it for 225. All right, good. Let's say you're at 3% origination. Let's say you're at 11.9% interest only payments. Okay, so when I scroll down here, you can see the origination fee is off the total loan. Okay, all that 3% of that total loan is your origination. Your document fee is what we pay for the attorneys to draw your closing docs. We estimate title, like your escrow officer and your title at our closing, about 1.5%. We're not going to know this till the settlement statement comes out. We like to tell our borrowers, hey, listen, you got to pay title too. Okay, here's an estimate of that. Could be way higher, way lower, depending on who you use and how much business you go through them. But we're trying to give you an idea that, hey, you have other fees other than lender fees. So be aware of that, okay? Processing fees for us, you pulling your flood search, your title searches, and any kind of reports and stuff like that. That's where that 980 comes from. So it's very transparent of where everything's going. Other than that, there's no other fees. So out of these total groups, you're going to get your closing cost. Your closing cost equates to $12,758. But when I scroll down here, it says estimated funds at closing, $39,358, because I'm lending $198,400 at closing, because it's $253,400 minus the 55 gets that. There's one variable you can change in investment real estate. You can't change how much the property is going to be worth after you fix it up. The market dictates that. Guys can see the difference between last March and this March. Things were selling 20% above asking last March. Well, that market doesn't exist anymore. So the market dictates that. You can't change how much you're going to pay to fix it. Okay? The only thing you can change is how much you bought it for. So if I bought this, or you bought this property for $200,000, you can see now you're only coming out of pocket $14,000. If you bought this property with these numbers for $185,000, you can see now this is green. This is how people come out of pocket zero at closing. They're buying it less than what I'm funding at closing, in the same amount to roll in that closing costs. So they're buying it low enough to get all their closing costs rolled in. Okay? We do this every day. So when they're like, well, there's no deals like that out there, I'm telling you, they are. We do it every day. We do it multiple times. There's I'd say for the amount of loans we close, about 8 to 10 of them a month are $0 out-of-pocket loans. Okay, so you got to pay attention to purchase price. So let me show you the difference on what this looks like, because we were at this at 225 at first. So when I go to the analyzer, you got to think of some concepts when you're looking at profit. Okay, so let's say for $55,000 in rehab, let's say it's a safe bet that your contractor will do about $7,500 worth of work a week. So if you divide that by $7,500, that's about 7 weeks, 7.3 weeks. Okay, let's call it 2 months. All right, you're in and out of repairs in 2 months. Neat, nothing went wrong, but something's gonna. So let's call it 3 months. Goes on the market on a 60-day days on market. Finally gets contracted. That's month 5. Takes 30 days to close. That's month 6. So let's say you held this property for 6 months. You have to keep the power on. You got guys in there with buzz saws and all sorts of stuff, power tools. You got to, water, bathrooms need to be going. You got to turn the gas on put the stove in. So let's say you pay $200 a month on utilities. Let's say you paid 6% to your agent and the buyer's agent, because it was a different agent. Okay? You didn't do a seller's contribution. And let's say you sold this and we projected that this was going to be at 362. So let's say you sold it at 362. So if you had to pay back my loan at 253.4, okay, you held it for 6 months. So your monthly payments of $3,560.88. You have to pay yourself that back times 6. Okay. So you paid that money for 6 months. You're paying yourself back. You paid yourself back for 6 months of utilities. You're paying yourself back the 6% agent fees. You're paying yourself back that second closing cost at title for your buyer. You're paying yourself back the $39,000 that you put out the first time you closed it. You didn't have an HOA fee. You didn't do a seller's contribution. You sold at $362,000. Would you do that deal? Would you spend $40,000 to net $19,500? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It all depends on your business plan. If you went back and did it at the 185, would you be $0 out of pocket for $60,000 profit? And that's where I'm trying to get to you guys. If you understand how math works in your financing, you guys will negotiate better to see what your profit margins lie, because it's very hard to take your consumer hat on and put on your investment hat if you don't regularly live in the math. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to get at here. Understanding this math will allow you to negotiate better. Okay, at least in the number terms. Okay, the best negotiators are people that solve problems. Okay, first be a problem solver. Figure out why the person's selling the property and solve that problem. Nobody wants to sell real estate. They have to. Grandma died, getting a divorce, moving to Jersey, something's happening. Okay, they got to solve a problem. The person that solves the problem best gets the house. It's not so much the person that bids more, but when you're in a negotiating game, understanding your profit math and how your financing works allows you to negotiate better. And that's what we do here at Jet. Everybody that comes in here, we analyze the property, we comp the property, everything before appraisal, so you guys can see, hey, I agree with what you're doing, or I'm not quite seeing what you're doing. I mean, do you still want to order an appraisal? We've done over almost 4,000 of these. Do you want us to move forward? So that's where the analysis comes from us. I hope this helped. I know it's fast. That's why I do a video. You can rewatch it. You can go to our website. We have all of our educational videos on our website. We have all of our events listings on our website. We hope to see you guys on our third Wednesday of the month super investor meeting. Hopefully you see you there. That's on the website. It gives you a timer and everything. But watch us as many times as you want. Chat us up on Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn, all the things that we're watching on this. There's a chat function on our website. You can call us. You can text our number. You can email us, whatever you need. Say, listen, I didn't quite get what you're saying. Or, hey, I have this deal. Can you check it out for me? Sure. That's why we're here. And that's why we're heavy education. An educated investor makes better decisions. And an investor that makes better decisions, it's just easier to lend you. If it's easier to lend you, I make more money. If you're buying properties, you make more money. And that's win-win. Okay? So I hope this helped. Let me know if there's other videos you need me to do. There'll be one on long-term lending coming out shortly because it's very important. So give me an idea if there's some education that you're just not seeing in the market and you need help on, okay? I hope everybody's having a good day, and we'll talk to you later.